Imagine surviving a scorching summer without air conditioning, fans, or ice-cold drinks. For medieval people, this was a yearly reality. Yet, they had ingenious ways of coping with extreme heat, using surprisingly effective techniques that might inspire us even today. From architectural brilliance to simple daily practices, medieval societies found clever ways to stay comfortable. In this video, we'll explore 10 fascinating medieval methods that kept people cool centuries before modern technology existed. How did medieval societies thrive despite intense summer heat? Let's dive in. 1. Thick stone walls. One of the simplest yet most effective medieval methods for staying cool was building homes with thick stone walls. Medieval builders understood that stone absorbed heat slowly during the day and released it gradually at night. Walls often measured several feet thick, providing natural insulation and maintaining a surprisingly consistent indoor temperature. Inside these buildings, temperatures could remain significantly cooler, making homes comfortable even during the hottest summer days. Stone's thermal mass meant that the heat from outside took hours to penetrate indoors, ensuring interiors stayed cool and comfortable until evening, when temperatures naturally dropped. The effect was particularly noticeable in regions with scorching climates, such as Southern Europe and the Middle East. This principle of passive cooling, still used today in sustainable architecture, greatly reduced the need for artificial cooling solutions, conserving valuable resources. Furthermore, medieval castles and fortresses frequently leveraged this technique, constructing their massive stone walls not only for defense but also to create comfortable living conditions within. The careful positioning of windows and doors further enhanced this cooling effect, promoting gentle air circulation and reducing reliance on fire for cooking or illumination during the hottest hours. Beyond castles and fortresses, even modest rural homes employed thick walls made of locally sourced stone or earthen materials. In many parts of medieval Europe, houses constructed with a combination of stone, mud, and straw, such as wattle and daub, provided similar insulating benefits. Villagers adapted this principle based on available resources, creating naturally climate-controlled homes suited to their environment. Additionally, the practice of integrating thicker walls into residential buildings also had the added advantage of improving overall structural durability. Thick walls resisted damage from severe weather events like storms and extreme temperature fluctuations, which further contributed to their popularity. Thus, the medieval use of thick stone walls not only offered immediate comfort during scorching summers, but also ensured longevity and resilience, allowing these buildings to stand for centuries. 2. High ceilings and ventilation. Medieval buildings often featured high ceilings, not merely for grandeur, but to allow hot air to rise and escape, keeping lower areas comfortably cool. Combined with strategically placed openings or small windows near ceilings, these designs facilitated natural airflow, moving warm air out and drawing cooler air in. Churches, castles, and even ordinary homes were built with tall, spacious interiors to promote natural ventilation, significantly reducing indoor temperatures. The clever positioning of doors, windows, and small vents in walls or roofs further enhanced this airflow, allowing medieval occupants to enjoy refreshing breezes without mechanical assistance. Additionally, this principle of rising warm air, known today as the stack effect, was carefully integrated into medieval architecture. Builders understood intuitively that warmer air naturally rises, creating a vacuum that draws cooler air from below. In some structures, advanced ventilation systems even included channels or shafts designed explicitly to facilitate air circulation, proving that medieval architects possessed sophisticated knowledge of thermal dynamics. Third, courtyards and shaded spaces. Medieval designs often incorporated shaded courtyards or enclosed gardens within building complexes. These shaded green spaces provided cool areas where people could rest, socialize, and work during the hottest hours of the day. The vegetation within these courtyards not only offered shade, but also naturally cooled the air through evapotranspiration, significantly reducing surrounding temperatures. Buildings frequently surrounded these courtyards to create a cooling microclimate, ensuring shaded outdoor areas remained pleasant retreats from midday heat. This simple yet effective arrangement created refreshing spaces offering substantial relief during scorching summers. In hotter climates, such as Southern Europe or the Middle East, courtyards became essential community hubs. Trees, shrubs, and carefully maintained gardens within these spaces contributed significantly to the cooling effect. Pools or fountains were commonly included, further enhancing the cooling process through evaporation. The gentle sound of flowing water also provided psychological relief, helping residents feel cooler and more relaxed in hot conditions. Moreover, medieval architects strategically positioned walls, columns, and trellises to maximize shade throughout the day, taking advantage of the sun's position and movement. This intelligent use of shading structures provided passive cooling long before modern shading devices were invented. Courtyards also encouraged communal living and social interaction, acting as vibrant spaces for social gatherings, work activities, and family life. Meals were often enjoyed outdoors, taking advantage of cooler air and gentle breezes. Furthermore, the presence of plants and flowers within these spaces improved air quality, filtering dust and pollutants naturally, creating a healthier living environment for inhabitants. Vegetation not only added beauty, but also played a practical role by lowering the temperature through transpiration, the natural process by which plants release moisture into the air. Additionally, architectural features such as arcades or cloisters offered sheltered walkways, allowing movement throughout the complex without direct exposure to the sun. These combined architectural and landscape design elements reflect medieval society's deep understanding of environmental comfort, exemplifying how thoughtfully integrated green spaces can significantly enhance human well-being in challenging climates. 4. Reflective surfaces and whitewashed walls. Medieval societies frequently used reflective surfaces and whitewashed walls to combat heat. By coating buildings in light-colored or white lime wash, they effectively reflected the sun's harsh rays, significantly reducing heat absorption. Lime wash was not only affordable, but also widely accessible, making it a popular choice even among ordinary households. The use of whitewashing extended beyond aesthetic appeal. It had practical cooling benefits. In Mediterranean regions especially, entire towns appeared bright white, with buildings reflecting sunlight away rather than absorbing heat. This method significantly lowered indoor temperatures, making the interiors noticeably cooler. In addition, lime wash had antibacterial and antifungal properties, providing further benefits in warm, humid climates by maintaining cleaner, healthier living environments. This combination of reflection and sanitation made it an indispensable feature of medieval cooling strategies. 5. Underground and cellar living spaces. Another ingenious medieval cooling method was utilizing underground spaces or cellars for daily activities. Below ground, temperatures naturally remained cooler and more stable year-round. Many medieval homes, castles, and monasteries included cellars or partially underground rooms specifically designed to store food, wine, and other perishables, but these spaces also doubled as comfortable retreats from intense summer heat. Peasants and nobility alike benefited from these subterranean rooms, which maintained a steady, cool temperature due to the Earth's insulation. During the hottest times of the day, families often gathered in cellars or underground chambers, performing tasks such as food preparation or weaving comfortably away from the heat above. In regions experiencing severe summers, extensive subterranean networks developed, providing not only cooler living conditions, but also protection during turbulent times. Medieval people intuitively understood and capitalized on the Earth's natural insulating properties, making life more manageable without the benefits of modern cooling technology. 6. Natural water cooling systems. Medieval societies cleverly utilized water features such as fountains, streams, and ponds to create natural cooling systems. Flowing water provided both physical and psychological relief, cooling surrounding air through evaporation and creating pleasant breezes. Town squares, monasteries, and noble estates commonly featured fountains or reflective pools strategically placed to maximize cooling effects. In addition to urban settings, rural medieval communities built their homes near streams or rivers, benefiting from the cooler air generated by flowing water. The gentle sounds of trickling water also contributed to a calming atmosphere, reducing perceived heat stress and creating an overall cooler-feeling environment. In more elaborate designs, such as those found in Islamic medieval architecture, intricate systems of channels and water gardens further enhanced cooling effects. These gardens often incorporated gravity-fed irrigation and fountains, creating refreshing oases even in arid climates. Such sophisticated systems demonstrated a profound understanding of natural cooling processes long before the invention of modern air conditioning. 7. Strategic daily routines. Medieval communities adjusted their daily routines strategically to cope with intense heat. The hottest hours of the day were typically reserved for rest, an early version of the modern siesta. Work began early in the morning, paused during the midday heat, and resumed in the cooler evening hours. This pattern allowed peasants and craftsmen to minimize exposure to the harshest sunlight. Meals were also planned to align with these cooler periods, with lighter fare consumed during midday to avoid the discomfort of digesting heavy food in intense heat. Heavier, warmer meals were reserved for early mornings or evenings when cooler temperatures prevailed. Additionally, tasks requiring significant physical exertion, such as farming or blacksmithing, were scheduled for cooler morning or evening hours whenever possible. By understanding and respecting natural heat cycles, medieval people effectively managed their physical exertion, preventing heat-related illnesses and maintaining productivity throughout hot summers. 8. Light, loose, and breathable clothing. Medieval people understood the importance of clothing in managing heat. They commonly wore garments made from natural fibers, like linen and lightweight wool, carefully selected for their breathability and comfort. Linen, in particular, was popular for its ability to wick moisture away from the skin, facilitating evaporation and cooling the body naturally. Garments were typically loose-fitting, allowing air to circulate freely and prevent heat from becoming trapped against the skin. Wide-brimmed hats provided additional shade, protecting the wearer from direct sunlight, while sandals or simple shoes allowed feet to remain cool. Interestingly, medieval fashion also incorporated layered clothing to manage temperature fluctuations effectively. Outer layers were removed during the hottest hours, and additional layers could be added during cooler mornings or evenings. This versatile approach ensured maximum comfort throughout the day. 9. Underground ice storage. While ice wasn't widely accessible to all medieval societies, certain regions, especially in colder climates or mountainous areas, developed ingenious methods for preserving ice throughout the summer months. These methods involved creating insulated underground ice houses, or ice pits, where ice collected during winter months was carefully packed and covered with straw, sawdust, or other insulating materials. This ice provided a limited but significant cooling resource for storing perishable goods and beverages during hot seasons. ice pits were typically located underground or partially buried, taking advantage of the Earth's natural insulation. While not available to everyone, this method significantly improved living conditions for communities fortunate enough to utilize it. The preservation and use of ice represented an impressive level of resourcefulness, illustrating the extent of medieval innovation in overcoming environmental challenges without modern technology. 10. Herbal remedies and cooling foods. Medieval communities relied heavily on herbal remedies and cooling foods to manage internal body temperature during hot weather. Foods with naturally cooling properties, such as cucumbers, melons, and leafy greens, were commonly consumed during summer months. These foods helped hydrate the body and provided relief from heat. Herbal remedies played a significant role as well. Herbs like mint, rose, lavender, and chamomile were widely used in beverages, baths, and compresses to create a cooling sensation and relieve discomfort caused by heat exposure. Mint-infused water, for instance, was a popular drink, offering both refreshment and medicinal cooling effects. Furthermore, medieval cooks prepared dishes that emphasized cooling ingredients, often incorporating vinegars and citrus juices to refresh the palate and reduce body heat. These culinary practices weren't just dietary preferences, but well-informed strategies aimed at promoting comfort and maintaining health during sweltering conditions. In wealthy households, servants might even sprinkle floors with rose water or other fragrant, cooling herbal waters, enhancing comfort while simultaneously providing a pleasant aroma. This holistic approach demonstrates the sophisticated understanding medieval societies possessed regarding natural cooling methods and health. The ingenuity and resourcefulness of medieval societies in managing heat offer invaluable insights for our modern world. Their creative, sustainable solutions remind us that comfort and environmental harmony don't necessarily require advanced technology, but rather careful observation and thoughtful application of natural principles. As we face challenges like climate change and increased energy consumption, perhaps the greatest lesson we can learn from medieval cooling hacks is the importance of living in harmony with our surroundings. These ancient methods not only helped medieval people survive harsh conditions, but also created comfortable, sustainable environments that lasted generations. Which medieval cooling hack did you find most surprising or practical? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed discovering these ingenious historical methods, don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating insights from history.